Hello YouTube, this is Almaden here, bringing you another Wargame European Escalation Commentary. Today we are on 4v4 on the multiplayer map Hamburger Hill, and this game I've decided to show to you to show the how a initial heavy rush at the start of the game can be incredibly effective, but you must always back it up afterwards. Okay. This is a pretty good game. It's very close, as you will see. One of the closest games I've ever played in. Okay, so I'm playing as packed as usual. So I had 4 allies: Scout, Clayton, Erebus, and me. And against the other team, NATO. So, as you can see here, Erebus is planning to take November and push into Lima. Supported by Scout, who seems to be helping him. I've decided to push and take Juliet and Echo, giving us the advantage of the hillside and its vantage points plus the 2 4-point reinforcement zones, whereas Clayton has decided to go sort of Golf, Foxtrot, Bravo. Okay, so we're fairly balanced here. Over here I'm repositioning my forces to take advantage of the road to Juliet. As you can see, my usual forces of T-64Bs, BDRM command vehicles, 2K2DM Tunguskas, Colas, supply trucks, because I'm suspecting heavy resistance on the hill, and their machine guns will be very helpful, as well as the fact they're armoured slightly, and some BTRs with Spetsnaz and Conqueror's infantry. However, as you can see on the other team, they are definitely pushing very hard on this side, as we shall now see. So, match has started. Everyone's moving out very quickly. As you can see, they are definitely going for an initial rush. Lots of Gazelles, Blackhawks, Cobras. Lots and lots of forces. As you can see, I'm taking this road straight to Juliet. And now they've encountered the rush pack, goes straight into the action, bringing up some Strop 2s. These are the only other anti-aircraft weapon, apart from the Tunguska, that has both cannons and missiles. So it's a fairly good weapon, although I've always just preferred the Tunguska. As you can see, a great amount of their forces have been stopped here, whereas these forces here, the Black Ops with the infantry in them, are determined to secure the town Papa. As you see, the initial attack, the Lynxes and the Lynx toes swoop into it, with the Black Ops planning to deploy directly into the town. Up here, a secondary rush force of Gazelle 34 1F cannon gunship helicopters. These are fairly cheap units, as we can see, only costing 25 for a helicopter. It's extremely cheap, but their cannon is quite weak. As you can see, I've noticed that because of the rush here, there won't be much resistance at Echo, so I'm pushing my forces straight into it. I can secure the whole hill. Good economical advantage. But now here they're using a tactic where they've brought the cannons heading towards this way, and then they sweep them in, so they're all coming from different directions at once, planning to not cripple this force before it can be too much of a danger. But I've got Tunguskas, and that's all I never need. Launching their missiles, quickly swiping these guys out. I've also got the PTR Conquerors. I unload them so they can use their AK-74. It's not a good AA gun, obviously, but it's just a rifle. But with all this firing, all these guns firing on them, they're concentrating their fire on the Mi-2 recon helicopter and quickly knock it down. There's a lot of them. And as you can see, these guys are knock out some of my recon as well. But the Colases, again, firing. I always like the Colases because when they're stopped, they can be firing their machine guns. They won't be targeted because they're supply trucks unless they're specifically told to attack. And, it's a very good way of doing a bit of damage to the enemy. Over here, things are going quite bad for us at November. Our command vehicle's retreating, so we've lost this 3-point zone. and the rest of the T-80s are retreating. Some Leopard 185s, quite good tanks. They've got a nice gun, and they're fairly cheap. Over here, some tank destroyers are picking off the Tunguskas here, as the BMP-3s are busy. As you can see, their airborne forces have pretty much completely occupied the town. Only a few mortars strongly hold this sector here. Over here, some CO-62s were trying to sneak in and take out the command vehicle, but unfortunately they stopped before they could see it, and some Cobras were brought in to aid the mortars and quickly destroying them. So my ally Clayton's still pushing in. He's managed to secure a good deal of the map over here, Golf, Bravo, Foxtrot and Hotel, but he only has one command vehicle, so that'll be tricky. Over here, they're doing a very good job. They're sweeping through, launching a fresh attack with 4 Super M60s, 4 M8 AKSs, Leopard 1A1s, Starships, lots of firepower here. Also using their anti-aircraft artillery to knock out the Spetsnaz. As you can see, they're herding the BGRMs out. So the BMP-3s are being retreated to deal with this threat, but they're not going to hold up for long. And some Mi-24 VPs are being brought in to deal with them. They'll be quite effective because they only have artillery AA, but if they get too close like that, they won't last long. Just like that. And with that, the first of us surrenders Erebus. Up here, another wave of attack has been launched on me. My PTR Conkers, however, have managed to deploy. The Coalesces are helping them out. I've also retreated I've kept my tanks here to keep them safe. Also because the flanking force here, my forces are moved toward Echo, so I brought my command vehicle to Echo just so I could be secure it wasn't going to be snuck up from behind. Here there's an interesting fight. The Lad Blowpipe anti-aircraft teams are fighting the Conkers. Neither of these are good anti-infantry but my Conkers are at a decisive advantage. They've got the Colas to resupply them so they can get troops back that are lost. They can get more ammo, and the Colas can land their machine gun into the fight as they won't be targeted. And with that, the Conkers hold off. See, my allies now sweeping forward. There's some Flak Panzers and Roland AA missiles to be brought up against them, but 4 BMPs are here knocking out some Flak Panzers, and the MI and the command vehicles here that are retreating away from my forces at Echo could run straight into these guys. Over here, they're pursuing down the last of the CVs that are taking refuge in the woods. These guys aren't going to survive long, and give these tanks some quite nice veterancy. And with that, another one of our teammates surrenders, making it a 2v4. At the moment, NATO has a good points lead of around 1,000 points within the first 7 minutes, and they control a large part of the board. We still hold on to India, but as you can see, not anymore. The Roland and Super M60s are striving through, capturing all of our logistics, so this will be a big problem to us as we could be quickly running out of supplies. And there's some loose T-55s and motor strike here, but as you can see, we've taken some pretty big hits. So the Flak Panzers have moved up and are now engaging the Mi-24s. And this force that was attacking me has been repositioned. This command vehicle is sneaking around, but the TO-62s are coming towards it. This could end up quite bad. And it's in the open. The Mi-24s that have retreated from the Flak Panzers see it and release some rocket pods, but they miss. See the PTR Conkers and the Motor Strike are doing battle with the rifle squads from NATO. The Mi-24s are being brought in to hunt down the command vehicle. These guys have very low health and no armor whatsoever. And just like that, they go boom. I'm now advancing my force because I've realised the supplies that we have here have been completely stolen, and their Russian force is about to get recaptured very quickly. Whereas over here, I was hoping they'd have maybe some emergency supplies or something. Also, we have the Bravo reinforcement zone, so I was hoping maybe if we could take Charlie, we could hold on to this side of the map and build up some forces. I can see some more Lynx toes are being brought in, but I think that's because yep. And more forces are being brought in, but my ally's got some OT-64 Scots rushing up with infantry. Clayton's bringing in some T-64 Baldings into quite close quarters. A bit of a dangerous move there. If the infantry can deploy from that, they could use their bazookas directly on these T-64s, and as they have, but they've taken a few too many hits. They're panicked. It's going to be tricky for them to finish it off. And now I'm bringing my force straight into Charlie. We know their main force is occupied in India, Papa, November, stuff like that. So I reasoned that it would be probably best to just strike in and take out Charlie, which presumably doesn't have much defenses. You can see my allies doing a bit of fighting up here, trying to cut off the logistics lines, but they're under pressure from this MLRS rocket battery. I noticed it was there and decided to push into this section here, use my command vehicle to neutralize Charlie, knock out the artillery, and capture this Canuck FOB. Because all I have at the moment are 4 Earls, the Coluses are dry. But they're in hot pursuit. Some of their fast French armoured recon is bearing down on us. This is a very good recon. It's quite expensive at 60, but it's got a good gun, and it goes at 80 kilometers an hour. I can see some supplies are being fighting through the battles over here to resupply the Leopard 1A2s, but it might be too late. The T-64s are driving straight into the fight. And although this will benefit the Leopards because they're fighting at close range, they'll be able to take a few hits, give a few hits to the T-64s. The T-64s are, I guess, a better tank. Also, this is the BM version, so it's got some good ATKMs and a nice gun. With that, the supply trucks are captured, but they're empty, and the Mi-24s come down to attack the Leopard before it can harm the supply trucks that we have. Over here, I'm using some of the units that were given to me when our other allies left the game. I'm thinking these C-55s could hit these guys behind and, cause them to think twice. And now my forces are advancing. My Book M1 is firing on this Cobra here. Boom, that. Neutralize Charlie, they can't bring any more supplies. And my Spetsnaz infantry are going to hunt down and destroy the MLRS and hopefully engage whatever infantry come from Kilo. With my T-64s rushing up to knock out the last AA defences that will be harassing these Mi-24s. At this point here, there's a 400-point lead to NATO. But as you can see, they control a huge amount of the map. We've definitely been pushed back, and with only 2 command vehicles, this is going to be a tricky one for us. But also, if you notice, it's quite interesting because for Pact, me and Clayton are on the same point, about 1100 each. But for NATO, one of them's got 600, one of them's got 200, one of them's got 300, one of them's got 2600. So clearly, Skytel 9 is definitely pulling most of the weight, and now the T-55s are coming into the play. Now they're going to be facing against anti-aircraft artillery for the most part, but there are some recon helicopters. These guys are equipped with Hellfire missiles, but they're empty, so they're not a threat. But the Pivatus, I think that's how you call it, has stunned the T-55. And the Flak Panzers are going to do some serious damage.